Namaskar and good morning to all the viewers of Global Governance News. This is your host, Vandana Jhingan from the Windy City, Chicago. And today, in the series of conversation, we are going to talk to our newly elected president of NFIA, National Federation of Indian Association, Lavanya G. Reddy. Lavanya ji, we welcome you to Global Governance News, and we have been very busy, but thank you so very much for your time. And we are going to have a very interactive session with you today when we talk about this is the largest organization and the umbrella organization of all the FIAs in and around United States of America. So the role has been very, very big and defined, and the organization has been very old too. So first of all, we welcome you, and I know it is little early for you. You are based out of Seattle, the home of Microsoft. So we will start. Let's talk to you about NFIA when we talk and your association with that organization.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, and Vandanaji for giving the opportunity. And then I thank Global Governance to giving opportunity today. I am based in Seattle, and it's really honor and privilege to be the NFA president, such a strong organization, 42 years old. And it did so many good things to the Indian community here. And it won so many awards, being a leadership in foreign policy issues and immigration issues and reforming bills about immigration and in U.S. Census and voter registrations, etc. It always got awards from it, and it has activities like last 20 years. We do congressional lunch. NFA does congressional lunch and White House briefing to address our issues to the government every year. And we are the ones who did the trade things, and we did the science, and we did the beauty pageants, national level. We organized, and then it's NFA is instrumental to start global organization for people of Indian origin. It was the first stage and sponsored the first event, and we constantly active, and because we represent 50 states and we have members from 50 states to represent, and we help people whatever way we could. We help youth, we help women, we help every sector, seniors. We have senior associations, and each board member director is very dedicated to NFIA to contribute and help in these regions. So as a president, I don't think I have that much because we have such a great leader groups with us, and the leaders with us, they take care of their own areas. And another thing is NFIA has like influenced many people. We fundraisers for like in donated thousands of dollars to India for disasters and things like that. And we have Gandhi statues, and I should mention our one of the past presidents and current chair for bylaws, Subhash Rajdan from Atlanta. He helped us to get Gandhi statues to Atlanta under the Gandhi Foundation, and then in Washington D.C. and Ohio, and we are fortunate to have one in Bellevue, Washington, as gifts from Indian government to United States this season. And also we like and as you said, Thomas Abraham is the founder of NFIA and GoPio too. And there are great leaders. And in 2007, I was approached. I was at the time, I was Washington Telugu Association president. And Sudeep Gorakshakar was working in Boeing here. He called me and said, "We are planning to have a convention. Would like to meet you." So I went and met them, and I liked that. And then we made Telugu Association to join to it, and other organizations in Seattle. So we had a convention in 2008, and there was a convention in 2016 where Sudeep Gorakshakar was elected as a president of NFIA. And then I have great leaders support, all the past presidents support me, and it's amazing how much support they give it to me so that I can do my job better.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey. I am just seeing the profile that you have sent. Founding member and president of Federation of Indian Association or Washington area, because and then the Telugu Association. And when we talk about these are called the volunteer services. These are unpaid, selfless jobs that we are doing it for the community. But there are something that you have to pay your bills. So when we talk to Lavanya, what is her professional area of sphere, like where she works, what is she doing, and she's making a difference as a Montessori school. When we talk, kids are our future, and we have to make sure that whatever we have, we pass our legacy to them. Let's share that of your perspective.
Yes, it's another thing is I chosen the best profession I could do, and which I enjoy. I think that helps me to save my energy to volunteer at least 10 hours a week. I volunteer for other organizations, nonprofits. I can cook for 1,500 people. If somebody helps me to cut, and I can cook easily. So, but at the same time, I'm a Montessori teacher for 42 years. I was director and a program supervisor in Minneapolis and New York and Houston, and then in Seattle. I worked in downtown Seattle with big schools. And afterwards, 20 years, I had my own Montessori school. Now, I thought in 2019, I thought I'm going to retire and go around and dedicate my life to the volunteer service. But it happened with after COVID. I just stayed 1.5 years and I got so bored. So I went and joined again in a lighthouse Montessori school in Seattle downtown. And then I worked there as a Montessori teacher. We're working with 46 years old. And not only I teach, like, Montessori is such a beautiful method that makes children strong. We put a good foundation for values, and then for their behavior and to be a good citizens. And that part, I love it, being with the kids, and I love to be.
Thank you
Uh,
so much for sharing. As we talk, as they say, you educate a woman, so you educate the whole family. You educate a woman, you educate the whole society. And you are spreading that fragrance all around. That is so beautiful. But when the woman comes out of home, she has a lot of responsibilities, because they always say charity has to begin from home. It becomes very difficult that you have to take care. So, how did you balance both the home, your volunteer service, and then professional career of yours?
I should give credit to my children. And from childhood, even when they are 2 and 3 years old, I drag them with me to participate in community service, things like that. It's amazing how many hours. My daughter got award from Rotary in local Washington State for contributing. The award is serving others more than herself. So in high school, she did about 1,200 hours in 2 years for volunteer service in different sectors. And I think it passed through. And my husband loves to be connected with Indians. So he was very active in Kannada Association. And he's from Bangalore. So we both had that social meeting Indians and things like that. It's really heart filling for us. And then my daughter always tells me if I see an Indian on the street, my face glows. So especially 42 years ago when we came, Indians were rare. I still get excited when I see Indian anywhere in shopping malls, anywhere I see Indians, my daughter says, "Your mom, as soon as you see an Indian, your face glows." I think it's connection. It becomes like a family for us, right? All Indians are family.
You can be away from India, but India cannot be away from you. That is what the diaspora is contributing. And I do recall I'm in this country almost 3 plus decades, and then there was someone who told me the time will come that you are standing on a red light waiting for the signal to turn, and you will see the next car to you who is also waiting. There'll be some Indian. You will roll down the window and you'll say, "Benji, time kya hua hai?" And I think we are seeing that time. And means you did mention there was not many people. There are a lot
Yes.
of challenges the first generation has faced and come across, and your journey is maybe much more older than me, a decade plus, I must say that. Let's share from you, from the perspective of yours. What have you seen in the last 40 years when you came in here, and 20 years ago and now? And then I'll take up my next question to you in this regard itself.
Yes, the reason is I am saying is when I came in, I first came to Minneapolis, and people are very soft nature, very friendly, and I felt I was welcomed. And I remember my brother-in-law took me from Minneapolis to Chicago to the tower, and he told me, "How do you feel? How do you feel?" Second week of my arrival, and I just looked around. I said, "It is so big. I feel so lonely." That's right. Is that was the feeling when we first came. Like, you miss your parents, you miss your home, and there is a scare how I would survive and settle and all those things. And but it was really very friendly when I started working. In within 2 weeks I started working. It was very friendly and very, very mellow in Minneapolis, so it gave me opportunity. And after I got married, I went to New York. It's like everything was moving so fast. Very, very fast. And I felt, and then it's so exciting. It gave me so many opportunities as a Montessori teacher to take children around, and it was really exciting. And I had an excellent director in New York, in Armonk, where I worked. She gave me 100%. She trusted me. I would hire people. I would get, I do Indian festival in the school premises, and she would allow me to do all those things. And then it was pleasure working. And then when I went to Houston, it's a different story. The children were most obedient. New York parents in New York was very demanding. Okay. And then when we went to Houston, it's like relaxed atmosphere. The parents were very obedient. It's more like a mixed colors and things like that. And then by then I was developing my confidence too as a teacher. And then I moved in 92 to Seattle. Since then we were living here. But in Seattle when I came, it was mixed. But do you know that last 2 3 years it changed, last 4 years or 5 years? People attitude in Seattle, when you go to your shopping or something, people get mad at you easily like that, being a color person, which is a sad thing. I noticed 2 3 times, personally experienced. And it makes you sad. It wasn't America I came in. It wasn't anymore.
It is not the same America I came in. You have overcome the millennia when the people from Bharat, India came in truckloads, shiploads, aeroplane loads. I must say that, because IT, and that is when we talk uh, contribution, the state that you are in, and the home of big corporations. They have lot many people. The CEO itself is of Indian origin now. It's a pride for us when we talk. And he has been awarded a Padma Award this year too. So coming back to, you just said that, because this is what is happening when we talk about the democracies around the world. Unrest in people, is the same situation what we lived, and we saw that what's happening in Bharat recently. Very, I mean, the state that your husband is from, Karnataka, because you must be following the news is up, every day what's going on in there. And we saw what kind of protests Seattle has gone through. So I think the media has to play a role. This is not the same America that, because home of the free, land of the brave, and we call about land of opportunity. So
Yes.
it's a survival of the best, like, because if you work hard, and everybody has its own chunk pie of the cake, to be honest. But time is changing, and I wish, means the more we are getting close to technologies and all, very fast pace, we are losing the human connections to each other, because the touch, which is not right anywhere, we are just seeing it. So let's talk to you about NFIA, your role, because NFIA has played a very key role when it is starting about lobbying for India, when it was nuclear deals, all the key members. And this is 42 years old organization. How is the transition happening? How we are involving the youth? Women wing is, I know Angela G is doing pretty good consistently, but are we in the process of passing the baton? Transition is happening. Where do we want to see NFIA going, engaging the youth? Because it is a pride organization, to be very honest, to work with, and they are established their name.
Yes, we do have plans. Last 2, 3 years, being with COVID and things like that, it looks like we didn't have that much opportunity to do more, and we didn't do congressional lunch and things like that. And then this year, we are planning. I have a RVP from Arizona, Anna Prakash. She's very active in science and technology, so I'm planning with her to do a good program for children and youth to encourage to bring them together. And then another thing is I'm interested in locally. I have one or two politicians I'm working with. I'm planning to do a workshop or a summer program for children and youth between 25 to 35 to younger generations, how to be active politically. I think we need to encourage our children for the future to be participating politically so that we have voice, right? It's very important to for the kids to. So those two things are in my mind. It's not limited to. We just started as a board. We just had one board meeting. We didn't have enough planning for the rest. I'm sure we are going to have another board meeting next Wednesday, where I think we're going to brainstorm what are the ideas we have and how we're going to do in different areas. And then I'm interested in working with one of the trade people, international trade people. So we like to have a trade expo or something. We are planning right now. So we would do that definitely. We are celebrating 75th Independence Day anyhow.
As India is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and 75 years of India's Independence Day, and that has been extended, they say, because to the COVID, it will be extended till 2023. And we do know the restriction has been lifted from 14th of February, which is like day after tomorrow, that anybody wants to visit India, so no
Yes.
RT-PCR and PCR tests being required, but the proof of vaccination is needed. And NFIA does work with the Indian consulate and the Indian government, means like for the concern of the diaspora. Their participation is very much involved. I know whenever the congressional luncheons are there, so ambassador does host the dinner for the
Yes.
the people of
Enough.
the NFIA delegation.
Yes.
So coming to our, because the youth engagement, which is very very close to my heart, because we talking about, like, मैं रहूं ना रहूं, at least our relationship, the work that has been, the seed which has been sown, the tree which has been, it should flourish and keep giving the flowers to us. So what's special that NFIA is planning on getting the youth engaged and involved?
That is what I was telling, because youth, if you just call them, come to NFIA, they won't come. We need to provide some interesting things for them. This is what I thought. If we manage this science and technology thing, as we have a lead in there. And then if we have political advancement and encourage them to participate in it, these things. And then actually, I'm looking for kids who are interested to make a youth board in because we have women's chair, we have senior chair, we don't have any youth chair in the board. So we're looking for a young person who is really enthusiastic to lead youth from United States. Would be great. So if you have any needs, please do.
Oh, thank you so very much. Yes. So, whosoever will be watching, like, your kids or your grandkids, please do tell them to get engaged with this organization, which has an access actually, means direct, like, they're involved. Means, and 42 years is not a small, very time. And on a concluding note, we are just going to talk to Lavanya ji. What Lavanya wants to know, because the legacy that Lavanya is going to leave, and daughter of someone, wife of someone, mother of someone, and in the service of Dharma, in the service of community, to be honest. Let's hear from you.
Yes. I was born to Dr. Sunkara Ramchandra Rao and Kavimani. My mother is a poetess, Mani Ramchandra Rao. And I'm very fortunate. They gave me the best they could give. And if today, if I am here because of their guidance, I'm very spiritually attached to Brahma Kumaris. I follow their thing regularly. I meditate in the morning and evening, and I follow those things. I'm raised very orthodox in Vedic culture. I believe in so, and more older I get, I appreciate the insights in it. Actually, I admire the wisdom in it because Hinduism not found by one founder. Step by step as needed, the adults gave us guidance at every step to follow. So I'm very fascinated and I'm proud to be Indian. I'm proud to be Vedic culture follower, Dharma follower, Dharmic accounts. And then I have two children. I'm married to Raghav Reddy, Dr. Raghav Reddy from Bangalore. And he cooperated everywhere. And I am always proud. Whatever decision I made, he says, it's your wish, do it. He never said no to me. Anything I suggest, I'm really um, grateful for that. And I have two kids, Rama Reddy and Mayuri Reddy. Both the kids work in Germany. And I have one grandchild, Rumi Reddy. And I'm blessed with, I'm really, really grateful for all the gifts God gave it to me. And I consider every moment is special. Every moment you can make this decision. You're the creator of your own fortune. So I believe in it. I keep positive. I put my energy, like whatever responsibility I take, I put full energy into it. I take it seriously, whether it's a volunteer work or paid job.
Thank you so very much for your time. We really appreciate, and we wish you all the best and good
Thank
luck
you, Vandana.
for your
Thank you.
whole term. And as you promised, that youth will get engaged, and it is,
Yes,
means like,
I
yeah.
promise.
Yeah.
I will do
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much
Namaskar.
for your time.
Namaskar.
Namaste.